It is wonderful to have this opportunity to speak to you again this afternoon.
真的很高兴今天又有机会跟大家来交通。
I am sorry if I am overdressed wearing a tie.
我很抱歉，我是不是穿得太正式了，带个领带？
I always think of Pastor Simon and how smartly he dresses.
我总是在想着姚牧师穿的衣服很精神啊。
So I thought I'd better wear a tie
我就
today. Okay, but next time not.
下一次我肯定不会再打领带了。
Okay, lovely. This afternoon I want to speak to you for a few moments on John chapter 8, verses 31 and 32.
我们请打开圣经到约翰福音第八章31节到32节。
Our theme this afternoon is true disciples.
我们今天下午要讨论的话题是真正的门徒。
Let me read to you these verses right through to, in fact, verse 38.
我现在请大家去读这一段经文，从31节其实一直读到38节。
So Jesus said to the Jews who had believed in him.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, you want to just read it. You read those verses. Okay. 31 through to 38.
Yep, sure.
Okay, good.
耶稣对信他的犹太人说：“你们如果常常遵守我的道，那就真是我的门徒。你们必晓得真理，真理必叫你们得以自由。”他们回答说：“我们是亚伯拉罕的后裔，从来没有做过谁的奴仆。你怎么说你们必得以自由呢？”耶稣回答说：“我实实在在地告诉你们，所有犯罪的就是罪的奴仆。奴仆不能永远住在家里，儿子是永远住在家里。所以天父的儿子若叫你们自由，你们就真自由了。我知道你们是亚伯拉罕的子孙，你们却想要杀我，因为你们心里容不下我的道。我所说的是在我父那里看见的，你们所行的是在你们的父那里听见的。”
Thank you. A short time ago, I read that the word disciple occurs 269 times in the New Testament.
之前我查过“门徒”这个字在新约里面出现过269次。
Most of those references are found in the Gospels.
大多数都是在福音书里面所提到。
And most of them refer to Jesus' closest disciples. We talk about the 12 disciples.
我们都知道12个门徒，经常这个字被形容这12个门徒。
But it wasn't only Jesus' close friends that are called disciples.
但是并不是只是这12个人被叫做门徒。
There were also disciples of the Pharisees.
也有法利赛人的门徒。
And there were disciples of John the Baptist.
甚至施洗约翰的门徒。
In fact, there were disciples of many kinds of people.
其实各种各样的人都有门徒的。
But most of the time they refer to followers of Jesus.
不过大多数在圣经里面用这个字的时候，就是指着耶稣的门徒。
Now, I don't know what it's like in Chinese churches.
当然我不知道在中文里面应该是怎么样。
But in Western churches, most people today don't call themselves disciples.
不过在西方的教会里面，很少会有人说自己是门徒。
And as a result of that, they have even lost an understanding of what a disciple is.
所以他们都不知道做一个门徒是什么意思。
Many people think that you can believe in Jesus and get to heaven without being a disciple.
甚至很多人都觉得你可以相信耶稣，然后去天堂，但是根本不用做耶稣的门徒。
Again, I read recently where some people think there are 3 classes of Christians.
我之前有听见一个人说，基督徒有三个不同的等级。
Right up the top, you've got Christian workers like Pastor Simon.
最上面一层的是完全全时间侍奉主的，像是姚牧师。
And then you've got super Christians called disciples.
然后有一些门徒，他们就是超级基督徒。
And then you've got ordinary Christians who just go to church on Sunday.
然后又有普通的基督徒，就是每一周日去个教会，然后就完了。
So the thought is this: you can be a follower of Jesus, but not really be a disciple.
所以很多人就觉得，只要最低等级的这个每一周去一次教会，不用做门徒就可以了。
Now, that wasn't what Jesus wanted things to be. That wasn't the way Jesus wanted things to be.
哦，这个可不是耶稣的教导啊。
When he spoke to his closest followers up in Galilee after he rose from the dead,
哦，他在从死里复活，在加利利跟他的门徒说话的时候，
he said to them, "Go and disciple the nations."
他说让你们出去建立门徒。
He didn't just say, "Make converts of people."
他并没有说让所有的人转换，
But he said, "Make disciples.
他说去找门徒，
Baptize them into the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit."
为他们受洗。
And then he said, "Also teach them to do whatever I have commanded you."
而且去教导他们去遵守我的律法。
You see, he meant all of his followers
所以其实耶稣的意思就是所有跟随他的人
to be close followers of everything he commanded us to do.
是需要跟随遵守他的律法的。
Now, this is what this passage this afternoon is talking about.
其实这个经文就是在说这个。
We may put it simply like this.
我们可以很简单的说，
True disciples know and do what Jesus says.
真正的门徒知道耶稣说什么，也做耶稣说什么。
Let me say that again, because if you forget everything else, remember this.
我再重复一遍，所以因为你们可以忘掉所有我其他说的，但是要记住这个。
True disciples know and do what Jesus says.
真正的门徒知道耶稣说什么，也按着这个去行。
Let's see how this develops in this passage before us.
我们再好好读一下这个经文，看看这个到底是怎么发展的。
Jesus was in Jerusalem when he spoke these words.
耶稣当时在耶路撒冷，
He went there at least 3 times each year for the major feasts in Israel.
他每年至少去3次。
And on this occasion, he was at a feast called the Feast of Tabernacles. No, you don't, it's
没
okay.
关系，他这次去那里参加一个宴席。
Okay. Whenever Jesus went to Jerusalem to one of these feasts,
每一次耶稣去耶路撒冷的时候，
he used to go to the temple,
他会去店里，
and when he went to the temple, people gathered around him and he taught them.
每一次他去圣殿的时候，就会有人来到这个圣殿去听他讲道。
You can just imagine, for example, if Pastor Simon and Ming were standing side by side.
你能想到，如果姚牧师和我站在一起，和 Ming 站在一起，
Okay, and Ming asked Pastor Simon a question.
然后Ming 问姚牧师一个问题，
He might say, "When is Jesus coming back again?"
也许我会问耶稣什么时候再来，
And you begin to hear what's being said.
然后会众全都听见了 Ming 问的这个问题，
And before long, there's a crowd around Pastor Simon and Ming.
那很快就会有很多人聚集在我们这里。
Well, that used to happen when Jesus went to Jerusalem to the temple.
对，当时耶稣去圣殿的时候，也有同样的事情发生，
Crowds would gather around him.
好多的人会来。
But not only crowds of spiritually hungry people,
并不只是追求圣灵这些人，
but also the leaders, the religious leaders of the people would gather too.
所有的他们国家的和信仰的领袖们
They
会来
didn't like Jesus teaching the common people.
他们很不喜欢耶稣教导这些普通的老百姓，
It threatened their power.
这威胁了他们的权利。
But also Jesus' teaching cut them to the heart.
而且耶稣的教导真的是很刺激他们的心啊！
So they would listen to Jesus wanting to find fault.
所以他们听的也很仔细的，他们就想听出来他讲的有什么漏洞，有什么错误。
Now, on this occasion,
在这一次，
Jesus had told the people, "I am the light of the world."
耶稣当时教导了所有的人：“我是世界的光。”
Well, the Pharisees, the leaders, got upset at that.
那法利赛人是非常的不高兴。
And they said it wasn't right for him to make these statements about himself.
他们说耶稣没有权利去这样说话。
And Jesus said, "Even if I speak of myself in this way,"
耶稣说，就算是我是要用这种方法去形容自己，
My words are true because I know where I came from.
我说的话都是真的，因为我知道我是从哪里来的。
He was referring to coming from his Father in heaven.
他是在指着他是从天父而来的。
But people didn't understand this as a rule.
不过人们根本就听不明白。
So he had said to them, when the Son of Man is lifted up on the cross,
所以他就说，在人子被挂在十字架上的时候，
then you will know who I am and where I am from.
然后你们就会知道我到底是谁，我是从哪里来的。
Now, as Jesus said these words,
当耶稣在说这些话的时候，
we learn that many of the Jews believed in
我
him.
们能看到很多的犹太人当时相信他了。
That's what verse 30 says.
这就是30节所说的。
As he was saying these things, many believed in him.
30节说，读是耶稣说这话的时候，就有许多人信他。
Now, earlier in John's Gospel, we read of the same thing happening.
其实我们如果再往前读一下，也会有看见一样的事情。
On his first visit to Jerusalem at a Passover, or the first visit to a feast in Jerusalem,
之前他去耶路撒冷的时候，
he had performed many miracles.
他当时行了很多的神迹。
And in John chapter 2, verse 23,
在约翰福音2章第23节，
we read this, that now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover feast,
他在耶路撒冷的时候，
many believed in his name when they saw the signs that he was doing.
有很多人在看见他所行的神迹，就信了他的名。这是23节。
But Jesus, on his part,
但是耶稣在他那一边，
did not entrust himself to them
在24节说，耶稣却不将自己交托他们，
because he knew all people.
因为他知道万人。
So what's that saying is this?
所以他就是在说这个意思。
Even though some people were saying, we believe in you, Jesus,
甚至有一些人在说我们信耶稣了，
he didn't necessarily accept that
其实耶稣并没有接受这个，
because he knew that sometimes people's faith was very shallow.
因为耶稣是知道有一些人说信他，但是其实信的很浅很浅。
Now, the same thing is true back in John chapter 8, where we are.
所以在约翰福音第8章其实也是一样的，
Although many believed in him,
有很多人信他，
Jesus understood that there would be some
耶稣也知道会有一些人，
that would be like in that parable of the sower,
就像是撒种的那个例子一样，
where the seed was sown on a pathway,
就是那撒种的比喻大家都知道，
and the birds came and took it away.
有一些种子撒到路边就被鸟去叼走了，
And some was just in very shallow soil.
也有些种子掉到了很浅很浅的土里面
It，grew up for a time,
只长了一点点，
but soon withered away
但是很快就消失了，就死了。
when persecution came.
只要遇到了困难就枯干了。
So Jesus knew that not everyone who said, Lord, Lord,
所以耶稣知道所有说主啊主啊，
was a real believer in him.
他知道并不是所有这样说的人就是真正的信徒，
So he says to people in these words,
所以他是这么说的：
if you abide in my word,
如果你遵守我的话，
you are truly my
你就
disciples.
真的是我的门徒。
You see, a disciple is really just a follower of a person.
其实一个门徒的意思就是他跟随一个人。
Disciples were those who joined themselves to a teacher
门徒其实就是跟随一个老师的人，
to learn from them how to do what they did.
去学这些人去学他们的老师到底是怎么做所有的事情。
As I said before, it wasn't just religious teachers that had disciples.
所以并不只是信仰的老师会有门徒，
You had musicians who had
其
disciples.
实音乐家也有门徒，
You had doctors who were
那个
disciples.
时候医生也有门徒，
And you had even builders who had disciples.
现在木工都有徒弟嘛。
All sorts of people, you see, had disciples.
其实各种各样的人都有门徒。
Now, Jesus says, "You are truly my disciples
耶稣说：“你们真的是我的门徒的话，
if you remain in my words,
如果
my teaching."
如果你遵守我的教导、我的律法。”
You see, Jesus wasn't a famous practitioner. He wasn't a famous herbal doctor.
对，耶稣并不是一个很有名的医生。
If he was a doctor,
如果他是个医生的话，
he would be able to say to people,
他会跟人这么说
"You are my disciples.
哦，你是我的门徒。
If when somebody has a sore throat,
如果有一个人嗓子不舒服了，
you give them this herb.
你给他们这个药。
You would be my followers if you did the way I did."
如果你们能这么做，你就是我的门徒了。
No, Jesus said, "You are my disciples
但是不是这样的？耶稣是这样说的：
if you remain in my words."
如果你遵守我的话语，你们就是我的门徒。
You see, Jesus was a teacher.
所以你看，耶稣是个老师。
After his baptism and temptation in the wilderness,
耶稣在受洗，然后受过试探以后，
Jesus went into the countryside preaching.
耶稣就到了乡下，到处去讲话。
He
教导
he told people that God's kingdom was at hand.
他到处说神的国近了。
Everything he said has been fulfilled. All the preparation has been done.
他说神之前所有先知所说的，现在就要应验了。
And now God's kingdom is available to people.
现在神的国已经来了。
And he invited and urged and pleaded with people to come and to enter into God's kingdom.
所以他就来让教导各种人，让人能够进入到神的国度。
He taught them about that kingdom.
他教所有人这个国度是什么，
And he showed them and taught them how to live in God's kingdom.
而且教了所有的人到底怎么去活在神的国度里面。
In about a month's time, you see,
再过1个月的时间，
I am going to be in Brazil.
我会去巴西。
In fact, let me tell you this.
我其实实实在在的告诉你们，
God has done some wonderful things in my life in the last 6 months.
神在上6个月在我的生命里面行了很奇妙的工作。
And I am going to be marrying a lovely Brazilian lady.
我要跟一个巴西的女士要结婚了。
Now, my point is this.
我是这个意思。
When I go to Brazil,
我去巴西的时候，
I have to learn to live as the Brazilians do.
我需要去学巴西的人到底怎么生活。
I know that they do some things differently from the way we do as Kiwis.
我知道在巴西有很多的习俗和我们新西兰是很不一样的。
So my fiancé will have to teach me how to do the right things at the right time.
所以这位女士需要教我在巴西该怎么做各种各样的事情。
Or I will be in trouble.
否则我就会有麻烦了。
Jesus came, you see,
所以你看，耶稣来了，
to teach us and to show us how to live in God's kingdom.
去教导我们到底在神的国度里面，我们应该怎么去活，怎么去做。
He came to show us how different things were in God's kingdom to the world's kingdom.
他来这里去教导我们，神的国度和我们人的国度有多么的不一样。
The greatest people were not those with the most money and the best cars.
最伟大的人并不是最有钱的，开个好车的。
He said that's how the world looks at greatness.
这是世界怎么去评论一个人到底做得好不好。
But in God's kingdom, the greatest people are those who are the servants of others.
但是在神的国度里面，最被称赞的人是为别人当仆人的。
And you know many other things that Jesus taught.
然后我们都知道耶稣的各种各样的教导。
He said, if somebody wants your coat,
他说，如果有一个人想要你的外套，
don't just give them your coat,
不要光把外套给他们，
give them your shirt too. Give them your
那
shirt
你的衣
too.
服也给他呀。
Different from us.
完全不一样。
If somebody hurts you or says something bad about you,
耶稣说，如果有一个人伤害了你，或者说了你的不好的话，
you don't hate them and get bitter about them. You don't hate
你
them.
不应该去恨他们，或者心里觉得很苦毒。
You forgive them and pray for them and love them.
你需要原谅他们，然后去为他们祷告，
Very, very different.
真的是非常不一样。
The kingdom of God is a kingdom of love.
神的国度是爱的国度，
So Jesus came to teach us how to do the will of his Father.
所以耶稣来是为了教导我们去怎么行天父的旨意。
He didn't come just to teach people how to be miracle workers
他并不是来教导人去怎么去行神迹，
or famous scientists or economists.
或者是经济学家，或者是科学家。
He came to teach people about God's kingdom
他们
and how they could have eternal life in the kingdom.
他是来教导人怎么进入神的国度，怎么得到永生。
So you see, he says,
所以你们能看到他所说的话。
if you really are my disciples,
如果你真是我的门徒，
you will remain in my words.
对，你们会遵从我的道。
I am not giving you recipes for famous cures for poor health.
我并不是在给你一些药物，你们可以让你们的健康能好一点，能更健康一些。
I have come to show you how to live in the truth.
我是来教导你们怎么活在真理里面。
You see, Jesus says here, if you keep my words,
耶稣在这里说，如果你们遵守我的道，
you will know the truth,
你们就会知道真理，
and the truth will set you free.
而且真理必叫你们得以自由。
That's why he came.
这就是他的意思。
There are many kinds of bondage in the world.
世界上真的有很多的捆绑，
One of the worst kinds of bondage
最糟糕的一种捆绑，
is a bondage to lies.
就是被谎言捆绑住了。
People will tell you if you are slim and beautiful looking,
人们会说，如果你很瘦，身材很好，
you will always be popular.
你就会很流行，谁都会喜欢你。
That's a lie of the world.
这就是一个谎言呢。
The world tells you that what you need is a cruise on a big ocean ship.
这个世界会告诉你，你所需要的就是出去上一个游轮。
If you have that kind of trip, all your marriage problems will go.
如果你能跟你的妻子去上一个游轮，你的婚姻的所有的问题就全都被解决了。
Friends, those are lies.
这就是谎言呢。
But many of those lies hold people in bondage.
但这些谎言让人都被捆绑住了，
It's a worse kind of bondage than being in a prison.
这比在蹲监狱还要糟糕呀。
Paul and Silas could be in a prison, but they were singing praises.
保罗当时在监狱里面，他还能唱赞美诗，
In their spirits, they were free.
他们的心灵是自由的。
Many people are free, but they are in their hearts in
Oh.
bondage.
很多人表面上是自由啊，但是其实心已经完全被捆绑住了。
Jesus said, "You shall know what is true,
耶稣说：“你们必晓得真理，
and that will set you free."
然后真理就让你们自由了。
Okay?
”
So,
所以
great.
很好。
Can you see why he says,
你们大家能不能看到为什么？
"You are truly my disciples
你们如果真是我的门徒，
if you continue in my
如
words"?
果你们遵守我的道，
Now, there are different ways of continuing in Jesus' words.
当然有这一段话语也有不同的看法。
One thing it means is that you don't forsake them and move away from them.
当然有一种说法就是你需要一直遵守这些话。
Recently, I was told of a 25-year-old young woman
最近我听到有一个25岁的一个女士，
who had been brought up in a Christian home
是在一个基督徒家庭里面长大的，
and for many, many years had accepted the teachings of Jesus as true.
一直都接受耶稣的教导是真的。
She got impatient with not being married.
不过她变得很急，因为她还没有结婚呢。
So she began to live with a boy.
所以她就开始跟一个男生同居了。
And when her mother went to her and said, "Why are you doing this?"
然后她的母亲当时去找她说：“为什么你会这么做？”
She said, "All those teachings of Jesus
她回答说：“耶稣所有的那些教导
were just for an early time,
只是为个之前的人。
but we don't need them now."
现在的人是不需要这些教导的。”
You see, that's not continuing in Jesus' words.
所以他并没有坚持遵守耶稣的道
If we continue in His Word,
如果我们继续遵守，
we will believe that His words are true for today.
我们就会知道耶稣的教导是现在也是真的。
So we will not forsake His words.
所以我们不会去不理耶稣的话语，
But we won't forget them either.
我们也不会忘记，
We will remember them.
我们也会记住，
We will talk about
我
them.
们会谈论这些，
We will memorize them.
我们会记住他们。
But above everything
但
else,
是比这些更重要的，
we will do them.
我们会按着这些话去
We
行，
will live them.
我们需要活出来。
Jesus didn't mean us just to know His words in our heads.
耶稣可不是说就让我们背住就可以了，
He wanted us to walk in His ways.
耶稣让我们把他的话去行出来。
So that's what a true disciple of Jesus really is.
所以这就是耶稣真正的门徒应该是什么样？
Someone who treasures His words,
一个真的是爱耶稣的话语，
follows them,
跟随着耶稣的道，
and teaches them even to other people.
而且也告诉别人耶稣的道，
That's a true disciple.
这是一个真的门徒。
Okay,
OK，
common word, huh?
Yeah, it's very common. It's the same thing in
Same
both
thing?
languages.
Oh, that is terrific. This challenges me, challenges us today.
这个对我来说这是个挑战。
Are we serious disciples of Jesus?
我们是很认真的门徒吗？
We may come to a church,
我们每周来一个教会，
but are we seriously following His words?
我们是真心的在遵守他的道吗？
6 weeks ago,
6周前，
I had a lovely young couple come and stay with me on their honeymoon.
在一个刚结婚的一对，在蜜月的时候来见我。
Just 2 nights,
有2天2夜，
one before they flew to Rarotonga,
在飞到 Rarotonga 之前，
and one when they came back.
而且在他们回来的时候又来到了我的
As we talked together,
然后我们一起在聊天。
I asked them, "Do you have any spiritual goals for your marriage?"
然后我就问他们，你们在灵界上有没有任何目标呢？
And they said, "What do you mean?"
他们就说，这是什么意思？
So I said to them,
所以我跟他们说，
"Have you ever seriously thought
你们有没有很认真的去考虑过，
about becoming disciples of
你
Jesus?"
们有没有认真的考虑过成为耶稣的门徒？
And they looked at each other
然后他们看着对方，
and said, "No."
然后说，没有啊。
Even as I spoke these words,
就是在我说这些话的当时，
the Lord gave me a thought which I shared with them.
神就告诉就给我一个主意，然后我就跟他们说，
I said to them,
我跟他们说，
"Just suppose we took one saying of Jesus for every month.
我们每一个月看耶稣所说的一句话，
12 sayings of Jesus in a year,
每一年看12个耶稣所说的话，
60 sayings of Jesus in 5 years.
然后那5年呢就是60个。
Suppose what would happen
如果你们
if for 1 month,
如果每一个月
every morning we thought about these words
这一个月里面每一个早上我们都想着耶稣的这个话语，
and then tried to put them into practice in the day.
然后试着在那一天就把这一个话活出来。
I said to them, "Do you think we would change?"
我问他们，你觉得你们会不会变？
They said, "Yes."
他们说会变。
So I started straight away.
所以我马上就开始了。
I tend to be somewhat of an anxious person.
我有的时候会有些忧虑，
So I chose Jesus' words
所以我就选了一些耶稣的话语。
in Matthew chapter 6,
马太福音第6章，
verse 25.
第25节，
Jesus says, sorry about this, Jesus says, Jesus says,
耶稣说，
do not be anxious about anything.
耶稣说不要为生命忧虑，
What you shall eat, what you shall drink, what you shall put on.
吃什么喝什么，为身体忧虑穿什么。
Okay. And he goes on to say, your Father knows you have need of all these things.
他说天父是知道你们所需要的，
Seek first the kingdom of God,
所以你们要先求他的国和他的义，
and all these things will be given to
然后
you.
所有这些东西就要加给你们了。
Okay. Every day for 1 month,
所以在一个月里面，每一天早上，
I remembered these words.
我每天早上都会对自己说这些话。
And every time I felt myself getting anxious,
然后每一次我感觉自己有一些忧虑的时候，
I remembered these words of Jesus.
我就反复对自己重复这一句话，
And I prayed.
然后我在祷告。
Now, I had many opportunities to trust him last month.
所以我上一个月我有很多的时候去想这个话。
On one occasion, I went to the dentist because I had a tooth that was troubling me.
我有一次去牙医因为我有一个牙不太舒服。
And he said to me, Andrew, there's only one way to stop that tooth hurting.
然后牙医对我说，Andrew 先生，只有一种方法能够修理你这个牙。
I have to put a big crown on it.
我需要把这个牙添加出来一个 crown，
Okay,
就是牙变得太短，它需要多加出来一段。
all I knew was it cost lots of money.
我们都知道这个是很贵的。
And I had to say, Lord, please help me
然后我就只能说
Okay.
神啊，帮助我，
to
太贵了。
trust him, to trust him. I
我
had to
就
do that.
信任主。
Okay. Those kinds of things happen in everyday life.
你知道这样的事情都是很正常的。
This morning, the Lord laid upon my heart another verse for this month.
然后今天主又给我一个话
Matthew chapter 10, verse 8. You don't need to look at it.
那个
Okay,
马太福
Matthew
音
10,
第
verse
10
8.
章第8节，
Freely you have received,
你们得到了我，
freely give. Freely give.
白白的给。
Oh, okay, you understand that? Okay. Somehow or other, I know God is going to test me at that point this month.
所以我就不知道为什么，我就知道神就让这一段经文对我在这个月就很有用。
And I know I'm going to have to remember, Andrew, you have received freely, freely give.
所以我这个月我就要不断的去提醒我自己，我是白白的得到，白白的给。
Okay, I am not suggesting this as a law.
我并不是说这是一个法律，这是个规则，必须要做的。
But it is one way of taking seriously
但是这个就是能显示你们真的很认真的，
becoming a follower of Jesus.
认真的成为一个耶稣的门徒，
It is abiding or remaining in his words.
是遵守他的道，
It is letting his words change us from the inside out.
是让他的道真的改变我们。
Jesus wants us to do this.
耶稣希望我们这么做，
He wants us to be his true followers in the world.
耶稣希望我们成为他真正的门徒。
And if we do that,
而且如果我们那么做，
our lives will change
我们的生命就会改变，
and people will see it.
而且人也都能看见。
Let me give 2 illustrations as I finish.
我要结束了，所以我举2个例子。
For a number of years, I played golf.
我有很多年我都打高尔夫球。
I used to tell people I did it to meet others to lead them to Christ.
我跟其他的人说，我打高尔夫球是为了遇见
And that was true.
遇见人，然后带领他们信耶稣。
And that's true.
是真的，
That is true.
真的是真的。
When I was playing on the golf course,
我当时在高尔夫球场上的时候，
There were many, many opportunities
有很多的机会
to take an interest in people,
去对一个人感兴趣，
to show care for people,
去找到一些比较小心的人，
and to love people.
去爱个人。
When I started playing golf, I used to play often with 80-year-old people.
我在开始打高尔夫球的时候，都是在跟那些80岁的人在打高尔夫球，
And they had trouble reaching down
然
for
后
the
他
ball.
真的是连弯腰都很难的。
I used to love to bend down and help them.
我以前真的是很喜欢，就我来弯腰去捡起球来去帮助他们。
Even though those people knew I was a Christian pastor,
虽然这些人都知道我是个基督徒的牧师，
and even though they were not Christians themselves,
他们都不是基督徒的，
they used to love to play with me.
不过他们就还是很愿意跟我一起打球。
I was able in those simple ways
就是做这些很简单的这些行动，
to show them the love of
就
Jesus.
能给他们看见耶稣的爱。
And they saw it, they knew.
他们能够看见，然后他们就会知道。
They even asked me to go back to their town
他们甚至会邀请我去回他们的小镇，
after we'd returned to Auckland to speak at their centennial golf celebrations.
去参加他们高尔夫球协会的一个演讲。
One other illustration.
再有最后一个例子，
About 3 weeks ago,
3周前，
some of you may have seen on television,
大家也许在电视上有看到，
if you watch TV One, Television One, the English program, 7 Sharp. Any of you watch
你们
7
看
Sharp?
过
You know
Seven
what
Sharp
Seven
吗
Sharp? 7 Sharp?
一台上面的。
Yeah. Okay. There was a story on that about 2 13-year-old boys.
在这上面有一个新闻，是2个13岁的男孩，
They lived in West Auckland.
他们是在西奥克兰，
They saw an old man,
他们看见一个老人，
older than me,
比我要老啊，
and he was pushing
他在很努力在推一个那
across a
个，
road, you
在
know,
推
across the street,
对，他们是在很努力在试着过马路，
and he couldn't get across.
然后是没有办法过去。
These 2 13-year-old boys
这2个13岁的男孩，
went to help him.
就去帮他。
One of them stood in the middle of the traffic,
有一个人站在个马路的
hand
中
up
间，
like a policeman.
就像是一个警察一样，
Stop the traffic.
把所有的车都停下来了。
And the other one comes and helps the man.
然后另一个
Across the
就帮着老人过这个马路。
Well, there was a mother of 2 young children
然后当时有一个母亲带着2个年轻的小孩，
who was walking down the street.
也是在走路在散
And
步。
she saw that and she got a camera.
然后他就看到了这个，然后就把它拍下来了。
And she put it up on the internet
然后他就把它上传到了网上。
and it went viral.
然
You know
后
what that
很
means?
多的人都看到了，很多人，
Thousands of people saw it.
然后上千上万的人都看到了。
So the 7 Sharp team
所以这个 Seven Sharp 这个节目的主持人，
interviewed these 2 young boys
就把这2个男孩请来了，
and the woman who took the film.
然后也请了那个录像的这位女性。
As they were finishing their interview,
然后在这个采访结束的时候，
the woman who filmed it
这个摄像的女士
said, I want to raise my children
她说：“我想教育我的孩子，
to be like those 2 young boys.
就像是这2个男孩一样。
You see, there was something about what they did
所以你们看他们所做的这件事情，
that spoke deeply to her heart
真的是感动了这个妇女的心，
and told her that that's the way things were supposed to be.
然后告诉了这个女士，事情就应该是这样的。
That was the truth, the true way to live.
这是一个这真的是应该这么活的，
It was to show love to people in need.
是给去爱人。
Now, if 2 13-year-old boys could have that impact upon a person?
如果只是两个13岁的男孩做一个比较简单的行动，就能够这样感动到一个人，
How much impact should this congregation of people make upon the world
我们这么大的一个会众，可以怎么样影响这个世界呢？
if we live as Jesus told us
如
to?
果我们就遵守神的道，我们会有多大的影响呢？
You see, Jesus said to his
你
disciples,
看，耶稣对他的门徒这么说
You are the light of the：“ world.
你们是世界的光。
As we live according to Jesus' words,
我们是按着耶稣的话所活的
we,
话，
we too will be lights in the
我们
world.
就应该是世界的光。
Jesus said, A city set on a hilltop
耶稣说，这个城市在一个山上，
cannot be hidden.
不能被隐藏的，
Now that's true, isn't it?
这是真的。
If you have a city in a hollow
如果这个城建到一个山洞里面，
or in a valley,
或者是在一个山谷底下，
you might not be able to see it.
我们真的有可能就看不见。
But if a city is on a hilltop,
如果是在山顶上的话，
everybody can see it.
那所有的人都能看见的，所有的人。
Jesus says,
耶稣说，
We, his followers,
我们是他的门徒，
are to be like that city on a
就
hilltop.
像是山上的城一样。
He said to us, Let your light
让
so shine before men that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father
让
in
人
heaven.
让人能看，让你们发出的光，让人们能看到你的道，所以让人荣耀归给主，荣耀归给主。
Wonderful. So you see, being his true disciples,
作为他的真的门徒，
followers of his words,
遵守他的道，
living as he taught us to live,
就是活出他的道，
is going to make a difference.
真的会让我们都不一样。
It will make a difference in our homes.
在我们的家，让我们的家不一样。
It will make a difference in the church.
在教会也会不一样。
It will make a big difference in
真
the
的会，
world.
真的
too.
会让整个世界都很不一样。
So I leave you again with this question.
所以我就问你们这个问题：
Are you sincere, serious followers of
你
Jesus?
们真的是很认真的跟随主吗？
Do you love and practice his
你
words?
们爱和遵守他的道吗？
Because true disciples know and do what Jesus says.
因为真正的门徒知道耶稣说什么，也做他说什么。
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you. Good. Thank you. Sorry.